The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This quote from the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius encapsulates the idea that obstacles and challenges are not just to be overcome, but they are opportunities for growth and progress. A key aspect of a concept called hormesis. Hormesis might sound like a complex scientific term, but it's a simple yet profound concept that explains how organisms, including humans, can not only survive but thrive under certain levels of stress. It's the idea that what doesn't kill you, quite literally, makes you stronger. But how does this translate into our daily lives? How can understanding hormesis help us become more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately more successful in facing life's unpredictable twists and turns? And how can simple breathing and mindfulness practice help with that? Let's start by breaking down the paradox of stress. In small doses, stress can be a powerful motivator. It can sharpen our focus, boost our energy, and push us to overcome obstacles. This is hormesis in action, the body and mind responding positively to moderate level of stress. Dr. Carol Dweck's concept of a growth mindset fits perfectly here. It's about seeing challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for personal development. This mindset encourages us to step out of our comfort zones, to embrace the discomfort that comes with learning something new or tackling a difficult task. It's about understanding that real growth often happens in the face of adversity. However, too much stress can have the opposite effect, leading to burnout and a host of physical and mental health issues. The key lies in finding that sweet spot where stress is a catalyst for growth, not a path to destruction. But this is easier said than done. Some people can thrive under stress while others break down in the same situation. So what makes the difference? Is it something innate to the individual, or can one learn to deal better with challenging situations in life? Mindfulness, the art of being fully present and engaged with the here and now, plays a pivotal role in how we perceive and respond to stress. It's not just about experiencing stress, it's about our personal perspective to it, our response to it. Consider the experiment where two mice were connected to the same running wheel. The voluntary runner exhibited positive health markers like improved cardiovascular health, low blood pressure, etc. Whereas the involuntary runner showed negative health markers, even though both mice had the exact same physical activity, except one did it voluntarily while the other was forced to run. This stark contrast underscores a profound truth. The perception and agency we have over our stressors significantly impact the effect on us. When we choose our challenges, or at least perceive them as chosen, our bodies and minds respond more positively. Mindfulness trains us to shift our perspective of stress. It's about observing our reactions without judgment and choosing to see stress as an opportunity for growth. This doesn't mean ignoring the discomfort or numbing it. Instead, it's about acknowledging it and deciding to take ownership of our response. Through mindfulness, we learn to be the voluntary mouse on the wheel, not the one forced to run. Okay, but this brings up the question, what about external factors that are not in our control? I may take up this challenge, but what about poor judgment of a situation when we suddenly see that it's much harder than we have imagined it? Or some external events push us into a situation that feels too much to handle. Sometimes we just find ourselves being second mouse that is forced to run. I can't lie myself into believing that I'm choosing to be in a shitty situation when I'm not. And I definitely don't preach that you need to say your affirmations and be positive and suddenly you're rocking every challenge in life. But there's a difference between feeling like a victim and accepting that life can be tough. We're not all dealt the same cards, but we must make the best of what we have. And one of the best ways to make this shift in perspective is through practicing viewing things with a clear mind, detaching our ego and judgmental opinion from a situation. And sometimes this could mean writing another story in our head. Because let's be honest, most of the things we tell ourselves are not fundamentally true in the sense that physical laws are. There are always different stories to something. Why not tell ourselves a good story instead of a destructive one? Alia Crumb's experiment with hotel cleaners is another fascinating example of this. By simply educating one group about the health benefits of their physical demanding work, their health markers improved significantly, including weight loss. The other group, unaware of these benefits, showed no such improvements, even though they did exactly the same job. This striking outcome reveals how our beliefs and perception can manifest into physical changes in our bodies. It's a powerful demonstration of the mind-body connection and the real effects that go beyond placebo. So, how do we cultivate this sense of mindfulness and agency in our daily lives? Start by practicing daily mindfulness exercises like meditation or mindful breathing. These practices help to develop an acute awareness of the present moment and our reactions to it. When faced with stress, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I choosing this challenge or am I perceiving it as an imposition? The way you answer this can transform your experience of stress from a negative to a potentially positive and growth-oriented one. Also, approach your challenges with a mindset of mindfulness and ownership. Whether it's a tough workout, a demanding project at work, or even an ice bath, view these experiences as opportunities for growth that you have chosen. Remind yourself that you are in control of your response, and your body and mind will follow suit. This shift in perception can turn stress from a dreaded enemy into a powerful ally in your journey of personal development. Now, let's delve into how breathwork and ice baths play into this. These practices are prime examples of controlled stressors that can trigger hormetic responses. When you engage in deep, focused breathwork, you're not just calming your mind, you're training it to handle stress more effectively. Similarly, when you immerse yourself in an ice bath, you're teaching your body to adapt to extreme conditions. These practices are about much more than discomfort. They're a pathway to building lasting resilience. Scientifically speaking, both breathwork and cold exposure have been shown to have significant physiological and psychological benefits. They can improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and even boost your immune system. Mentally, they can enhance focus, increase mental clarity, and promote a sense of calm. But the real magic, I find, happens in how these practices train our minds and bodies to respond to stress. They teach us to remain calm and focused in the face of adversity, to control our physiological responses to stress, and to emerge from challenging situations stronger and more capable. So how can you start incorporating hormesis into your life? Start small. Experiment with cold showers, gradually lowering the temperature each time. The goal isn't to shock your system or perform a stunt, but to gently introduce it to these stressors. Remember, hormesis is about controlled exposure to stress, not reckless endangerment. It's crucial to approach these practices mindfully. Pay attention to how your body and mind reacts. Adjust your approach based on your responses. This isn't about pushing through pain and ignoring your body's signals. It's about developing a deep understanding of how you handle stress and using that knowledge to grow. Embracing hormesis is a journey, not a destination. It's a continuous process of exploring your limits, learning from your experiences, and adapting to new challenges. It's about finding joy in the journey of personal growth, in the small victories and in the big breakthroughs. It's a path that leads to a more resilient, more adaptable, and hopefully a more fulfilled life. As we conclude, remember that the power of hormesis lies in its simplicity. It's about using stress to our advantages, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. As you go about your week, seek out those small moments of discomfort, those opportunities to push just a little bit further. Embrace the challenge and watch as you transform into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself.